Good evening.
Good evening. Good afternoon.
Alright, so we all are awake after so much of time length of speeches, right? Perfect. So good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and Yvette in particular. It was incredibly researched and I feel it was quite informative speech. Do we all agree?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. And I believe the way she pointed out three components of these days medicines like opioids and depressants and stimulants. These are really killing the basic roots of young generation, older generation in equal parameters, right? So you brought up a well-touched topic where now we all are moving from Western medicines to alternate way of medicine. We all are moving to either Ayurveda or homeopathy or some form of natural healing. Now we have more yoga instructors here than in India. Right? So that's incredibly research topic from that perspective. So that way, I would like to give you feedback on three letters: O, B, and S. So opioids, depressant, stimulant, but in my own particular way. So let's talk about O. Your speech was very objective. You were very clear what exactly you want us to know. You wanted us to know about opioids, depressants, and stimulants. You wanted us to know what are the demerits, what are the disadvantages are there when we are using those drugs, even if they are prescribed. You wanted us to know that although you may get a short-term benefit of pain relieved state, but you may get a long-term demerit of affecting your liver, kidney, or some other organs. So that was well done. And we all connected there, right? We all are suffering from something or other where we need to rely on some kind of pain reliever. Whether we are using Aleve, or whether you are using aspirin, or if someone is suffering from migraine, some form of opioid stimulant or depressants are being used in some other way. Very few of us rely on drinking water. Very few of us rely on taking proper sleep. Very few of us rely on taking proper diet. So it was a wake-up call, and rightly pointed out. And you kept on repeating, the only solution that you need is drink water, have proper diet. And I think your enunciation of those aspects, your emphasizing on those aspects were well brought. Now moving on to D. You are dapper and dashing and daring. The way you were dressed like a professional, you had your suit on, and the way you were communicating, your gestures were very daring as well as it was at the same time endearing, right? So I feel that you were right candidate to bring out the topic. You are the right candidate to bring out any kind of information on any of those well-researched topics. So you were very daring because you asked questions to the doctor. You're very daring because you have courage to bring out that topic out here in public forum where people come from different mindset. People come from different walks of life. People come from different ideologies. So bringing out something which is slightly on the edge, it may cross over from a stereotype to factual. It's really a daring aspect. And well, you are well dressed, so you look dapper. Now, these are the good points that I feel that were well brought up. Now, let's talk about something where, in my personal opinion, how you could have made that speech go up slightly on a higher notch. S. You had a lot of stereotypes, in my opinion, in your speech. For example, I'm a forensic accountant. And if someone comes to me and say that, you know what, you don't know how to write your general ledgers, you don't know how to write your tax return, you don't know how to do something which is very much core to my job, I will feel offended. Same goes with doctor. So I feel you should have constrained your speech to those doctors who are propagating the ideology of opioids, steroids, stimulants, depressants, because not all doctors are like that. And majority of them are not like that. Very few. So when you're pinpointing a certain profession, either you have to be from that profession or you have to have well-researched topic. So if you would have been a doctor, I don't know whether you're a doctor.
No.
So if you're not a doctor, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, you have nothing to feel offended about it. In my opinion, you have no rights to talk about doctor. Because if you don't feel comfortable going to a doctor, don't go to a doctor. But don't question their ideology, don't question their intentions, don't question their prescription. Don't go, but don't question, in my opinion. Secondly, you kept on using "let me explain." Now, when you're speaking, you don't have to explain. The speaking does the wonder. If I keep on saying that whatever I mean, let me explain, it brings down the credibility. So do not ever explain in your speech, because you had, I think, 4 times when you said something and then you said, let me explain. Second thing, in the same note, you were mentioning a few of the facts here and there, and suddenly you said this and that. I was like, what happened? You were mentioning facts, and suddenly this and that. That brought down the credibility of your sentence. In my opinion, whenever you say but, I discard anything which is said before but. Never say but within the same statement. Because what happens, the human mentality is whenever you say something after but, we always focus on what is said after but. We discard whatever was said before but. So I feel the speech was structured in a way where you had a lot of emotions, you had a lot of conviction, and you had a lot of commitment, primarily because you are the soldier. You are the one who is propagating the idea and bringing out to your family, your husband, your daughter, and you're really living it up. So you are the person who should be speaking about it. But stay away from stereotype. Stay away from certain stage where you are not a credible source of information. Why so? Because I felt in your speech there was lack of fact. If you could have said that as per the reports, 11.9 million of Americans use opioid, which is about 5% of American population, and out of which 0.8% of them are reported as addicted. Or if you would have said 5% of American population use depressants. Or if you would have said 16 million of American population uses stimulants or steroids or suppressants or whatever. That way it will give more credibility to the speech rather than just driving it out through your emotion. Otherwise, it was really well researched topic. I feel certain facts here and there and staying away from stereotype will make it much better. Can we have a big round of applause for it?
Thank you, Mehboob. And we are going to move on to our last